Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for HipKit Club, and for today my assignments were to use the exclusive acetate butterflies that we got, which are just fantastic, and I've been looking forward to using them. And this paper from the new Paige Evans Horizon collection, it is very colorful. I tend to find using such papers pretty challenging, so I'm going to, make it my own. And I knew immediately I had to cut into it because there's no way I can use such a paper as is. It's just, for me, too colorful. And also I'm very, very, very particular with which colors I include on my layouts. I tend to avoid dark colors, browns, certain shades of greens and oranges. And yeah, so I started, actually, when I looked at it, I immediately liked, shocker, the pink areas in it. So I went with those. And then as this came together, I just cut the whole thing. And I think I'm going to actually use all the colors, but not the lines part of it. So just the solid colors. But that's what I love about these process videos, that you can really see how an idea comes together, which you really can't see that if, I just post a picture of my finished layout. So I thought about using this paper. I love this paper. I wanted to use it last week also. But yeah, that didn't work out. Again, I'm going to make it my purpose to use it next time. I just love those cute little rainbows. They're adorable. I actually think you can fussy cut them, but there are so few of them on the paper that I kind of feel bad cutting into it for just such a tiny part of it. So, as I was creating last week's layout, I was going through these butterflies because I included a few of them in that project. And I already saw that with this beautiful range of colors, I'm going to do kind of a rainbow thing. So I also have to include stitching in this project. So I immediately thought about these layered butterflies and Sue's fish. If you're watching, first of all, hey, how are you? And I was inspired by, she's created so many gorgeous layouts with these layered butterflies. And so that is my little version of it, done rainbow, colorful, tone-on-tone Irit style. So there you go. But I thank her for the inspiration. So I was trying to kind of figure out here which butterflies layered nicely on top of each other. You can see that there's a variety here. There's just a blank color, and then there are the ones that are more white, and then there are the ones with a pattern. So I just wanted to create something interesting, and you'll see that come together. Okay, so at this point I was thinking, okay, I have all these colors in the Paige Evans paper. I'm going to try to also make kind of a rainbow from the paper, because for me, like, I actually like most of or all the colors in this paper except the squiggly darker lines. I really like the colors, but they were not arranged in the correct order. So we are going to make it all okay, and we're going to arrange them as they were intended to, in rainbow order. So I don't actually know if it's rainbow order. To me, it's just like, the color wheel order. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And this turned out like better than I could have imagined. It just looks so cute and so very me. So I'm really happy about that. So I spared you from all the cutting and gluing, but basically you can see what I created here. And I have this element now, again, because this paper is so colorful, and to me, it's quite busy. So I'm going to squish it into this strip, and I'm going to mat it on a white piece of cardstock. But again, you will see how this idea evolves. At the beginning, I thought I was going to just have this thick rainbow element across my page. That's how I thought I was going to use it. And then I would have like a vertical kind of column of all the butterflies. But I didn't really like how that looked. The problem is when you create kind of a horizontal element and then you add a horizontal photo that is, like 6 inches wide, it kind of, you lose a lot of those elements. So that's why I decided to turn it and use it as, yeah, that's me being happy, and use it as like a vertical element on my layout. And I also felt like I needed something for my, not really background, but just there was, I don't know, it was just too much white and I wanted to bring in more pattern. I really loved that white paper from Paige Evans that has all the stars again in these rainbow, or is it plus signs or something, in this rainbow order. But when I put the white cardstock next to it, they kind of get lost in each other. So I needed a block of color to create a little bit more definition and separation between these two. The pink paper would have also worked, but I thought that since I didn't actually have purple in the squiggly lines, I thought it would be a nice addition so that my rainbow or color wheel is complete. So now I want to mat it on this piece of 12 by 12, but this is one of my favorite papers from the kit. So I don't want to use all of it for just these 2 strips showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. You actually don't need to mat this. You could just adhere these to the other piece, but then you kind of have to carefully measure it. So it is a 12 by 12. And since I have all these, I never finish all the cardstock pieces that I get in the kit. And yeah, that's why I use it. But you're not actually going to see anything of that cardstock. I just used it as my guide for the 12 by 12 size. And of course, it makes things very sturdy if that is something that you worry about. So now to the best part, which is doing the tone-on-tone embellishing. You probably know this is one of my favorite things to do. I do this all the time. First of all, I like the way that it looks. And secondly, it really kind of cuts down the time that I spend because it significantly narrows down my options. I'm looking for embellishments that are mostly with one color or one dominant color, and then it has to match the colors that I already have on my layout. So that kind of left out a lot of stuff, and I just really like the way that it looks. So the photo here is an older photo of Ella. We were just walking around, taking a stroll in the forest near our house. And yeah, I've had it in my pile of photos to be scrapped. And I thought this was time. I'm trying to use up, just existing stuff and not all the time printing more and more. I am doing also some memory keeping. So I'm not completely not documenting. I wanted to say I'm doing some memory planning. So so I'm doing that in my planner. So I'm still documenting also current events, if you will. And now it is all about finding that perfect position for each butterfly. You can see that I stitched them. I actually, my sewing machine didn't like to stitch through 2 pieces of acetate, so I cheated. I only stitched the top butterfly, and then I stuck it down with some ATG adhesive to the bottom layer. So all of my butterflies have 2 layers. The top one has a pattern, and then the bottom one is just a block of color. And you can see how I am doing the tone on tone thing. I also really, really loved these little stars. They came with one of the crate paper. Well, you can see these phrases. So I thought that was a nice twist. And then I decided I had to include also some of the exclusive bows that we got. I love these. I used them also on last week's layout. And here I'm trying to figure out, I really want to include that large stripy black and white one, but I don't know, it was just a little bit much. So it's going to have to wait till the next layout. But then I'm going to assemble a couple more of these bows and sprinkle them also to fit my tone on tone scheme. I just love mixing up different textures and different elements. I think it makes for a much richer, interesting look. And you can see also on the left side of the layout, I added some of the white butterflies on the white cardstock. I thought it was a nice touch, very light and airy. And that's it. I love how this turned out. You know, this just makes me happy. I hope you feel inspired to try something similar. And yeah, have a great day. I will see you next week with a new project. Bye.